When I first began learning Mussar, I was given a very important lesson, which is that Mussar is not something you learn, it's something you do. And with just that thought in mind, we've structured into this course a practice that will be the core of your own Mussar work as you go through what we've prepared for you. The practice is called Cheshbon HaNefesh, which translates into English as accounting of the soul. It's an old practice, and there are basically two components of it. One is that in the morning you have to remind yourself of the quality that you're keeping in mind all that day, as you will throughout the whole period that you're working on that quality. If it's patience, you have to remind yourself, oh, today I'm working on patience. And we give you a particular way of doing that. In the course material, you'll find phrases, most of them very traditional, which we have given you, and you can choose among them to pick one that will really be effective for you in reminding you of what quality you're supposed to have in mind that day. As soon as you come onto the week which has a new quality, get yourself a little card and write the phrase on the card so that'll be visible to you. That way you don't have to remember the phrase. The phrase will be right there for you to look at when you get out of bed in the morning. Be sure to put it somewhere where you'll see it that early in your day. And that way, again, to use the example, if patience is your quality, you'll be reminded right at the very beginning about bearing the burden of patience. The second part of the practice is that in the evening, you'll keep a diary. And in that diary, you'll write anything that happens to you during the day that reflects on the quality you have in mind for that time. So if you're practicing silence, maybe you were in the car and you remembered to shut off the radio. Or maybe you were in a conversation with someone and you remembered to let them speak and you remained silent. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you ran right over them. Or maybe you filled your day with noise. And when you look back over the day and you write in your diary, you'll write down, just objectively, not beating up on yourself, not congratulating yourself, anything that you saw in the day that reflects on that quality. The most important thing is to develop the habit. I can't say that strongly enough. That when you begin, get in the habit of creating the card at the beginning of the period and putting the card where you'll see it in the morning and reciting to yourself every morning the phrase that will call to mind the quality that's on your agenda for that day. And similarly in the evening, right from the beginning, start writing in your diary. Keep notes. It doesn't have to be literature. Nobody else is going to see it but you. But getting in the habit of doing that and becoming regular with it will create the effect that Cheshbon HaNefesh is meant to have. And that's to foster awareness. It makes you much more sharply aware. Your consciousness is much clearer about all the factors that come into play as you go about your ordinary day, and you'll see whether patience shows up, or silence, or an opportunity for generosity, and it will register in your consciousness. And then, that evening, you'll write about it in your diary.